Grand Rising to the collective. Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop an upload. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos a week, man. And this is for entertainment and educational purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, it helps the collective get bigger. It helps people who like this type of content tap in with this content, and it just helps the channel get bigger, man. We can go ahead and feed this content, this type of knowledge to those who ready to receive it. But I ain't gonna hold you. Let's get right into the video, man. Let's go.
The mother of 29-year-old Devonte Morgan believes her son's disappearance more than a year ago from Mount Shasta, California is suspicious. Terry Barnes says she last spoke to Devonte on May 3rd, 2020, when he was sad about the passing of his cousin. "I don't blame anybody, I just want my child found." Immediately after his cousin's funeral, Devonte and his girlfriend drove off toward Lake Tahoe, about 200 miles north of San Francisco. When I talked to him, he wasn't in the right place. They had one too many drinks and the girl drove off. The two ended up in Mount Shasta, where he allegedly went for spiritual healing. He was reported 2 days later on 5/5/20. The girlfriend stated they had a fight on May 4th and didn't speak after that. The report claims Morgan went for a walk in the morning and he never returned. His mother said that she told her a totally different story. But any information, please contact the Mount Shasta Police Department. There is a $25,000 reward for any information leading to the whereabouts of Devonte.
My name is Fitz. I was there at the Bayside Mall with my family, and we all saw exactly what happened. Don't pay attention to a lot of the videos that are out there. I feel like a lot of people are trying to use this for clout. But what happened, we all saw what happened, and it's pretty serious. It's been a few days, and our whole family's processing it, but I think we've kind of accepted that we were a part of this weird experience and moment. So basically what happened was I was there with my brother Brian, my sister and my nephew. We were looking for shoes for my nephew, and then we see a whole crowd of people outside the store just running out in a direction. So as soon as you saw it, we were like, oh shit, what's going on? So we immediately ran out with our nephew, and we picked him up and we ran out and we followed the crowd. And then about a few seconds later, as soon as we started running, my nephew, he's autistic, so he was pointing behind us and he was saying blankie, which he'll usually say whenever he feels unsafe or scared. And he was pointing behind us. So me and my brother, we look behind us, and then we see these 3 9-10 foot tall creatures. I'm not gonna say aliens. Everyone keeps saying it's aliens. I'm not saying aliens because I don't know what it was. None of us really knew. All of us stopped in our track. We, a whole bunch of people were pointing at it. There were other people running. There was a crowd. As soon as it made itself more apparent, it looked like it was glitching, not like a computer pixelation, but like a wavy glitch. And whatever maybe was covering them had, unveiled or whatever. Yeah, it looked like a glitch, man. It like a weird glitch in the Matrix or whatever. And then you could see it in its full form, all 3 of them. And then, they were all black. You saw eyes, and you could faintly see like lips. But, I was about 20 feet away, because obviously everybody gave it distance, right? And, they're tall. So we all just looked at them. They were just standing there. And the thing that was a little bit weird, but it was clearly observing us. It was sentient, right? Or whatever. I don't know, but it was aware of us. It looked at us, the whole crowd, And then as soon as it started walking with its big legs, like kind of like it started like almost glitching again, we all ran. My brother like immediately said, yo, let's go. He grabbed me by the shoulder. We bolted out of there. And for anyone that's like saying, you know, where's the footage? Yeah, I know. I don't have any footage, and I'll explain why. Cause like when I saw it, I was in complete fear. It was something that I completely froze, man. I don't care if I sound like a bitch about it. Like, I froze. And I don't care who you are. I feel like when you're seeing something paranormal, it's different than when you're seeing a fight. Yeah, you'll probably want to record that and put it on World Star or whatever. When you see something paranormal, that's different. Because your reality, you can't comprehend what you're seeing. A fight, you kind of get it. Two people are fighting. You can comprehend that. Something like this, none of us could comprehend. Your first instinct is like, it ain't to like take out your phone and start recording. Your first instinct is like, I've never seen this before. What is this? Is it gonna hurt me or my family? That was my first number one priority. So if you don't believe me, I get it. You know, it's fine. Like, it is silly. I'm sure that someone had footage from that night. If you did, please contact me just so that, you know, we actually have it. So anyways, as soon as the creature started moving, we all just jetted out there. We ran out the front doors. And, you know, obviously, like, we see a whole sea of cop cars, mad cop cars, where other ones were coming in. And we ran with our nephew, and then, you know, a cop stopped us. You know, they took us to a bit of a safer area behind the cars. And they asked us what we saw. And we told them what we saw. You know, they wrote it down, and they asked everybody to check their phones. Not everybody, because there was mad people like running away too, right? They couldn't get everyone. So I'm wondering if someone's gonna post a video. But yeah, they looked through everyone's phone. I didn't record anything, so I was fine. None of us recorded anything, so we were basically free to go. But in the distance, you could still see, like, you know, I didn't see the beings come out the door, right? But you could see on the side of the building, kind of like that clip that everyone's seeing, that it was slowly walking. And it was like, it wasn't cloaking or glitching or whatever. It was walking. So I don't know if it seemed more like it was an interdimensional thing. Someone's coming into our dimension or whatever, a bunch of them. And I think, you know, that it was just interesting, the police response, because there was a whole bunch of them. This ain't for no teenagers. No, this was for something way bigger. And it almost seemed like the cops had like a already made strategy for it, because they surrounded one of the beings with like all their police cars. They blared it up even louder because you could hear that it was louder. Maybe as an attempt to like distract it or let it know like, hey, you don't belong here, right? And you know, they were trying to like slowly move alongside with it. But I didn't see anything else after that, because me and my family, we got out of there. We went into our car, we went home, because you know, we had our nephew with us, and we went to make sure, like, you know, he was okay. So I'm still kind of like processing everything. Like, it's weird, but at the same time, I'm glad that we weren't alone in seeing it, because like it was a whole bunch of us that saw it. And it feels kind of like, you know, you're part of something like really big, but at the same time, it's confusing, because like you want to kind of like show people. Like, I wish I took a video, man, like, because people are gonna probably think I'm crazy, right? But yeah, I'm left with more questions. Like, we were all kind of left with more questions than anything else. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's aliens. I know everybody's saying it's aliens. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is I saw something come in through like a weird glitchy, maybe a portal or whatever. And it was like they were pretty tall. You could see some facial. It was they were very dark, like and shiny. but I can't tell if it was like a wet shiny or like a metallic shiny. And yeah, and you know, long limbs. Yeah, I mean, yeah, long limbs, long fingers. They were definitely humanoid in shape, and shadowy. But that, maybe that shadowiness was like from a glitch or whatever, like whatever cloaking maybe they had like fell off. But yeah, it felt like something was coming into our world or whatever, like a fucking Stranger Things episode. But it was crazy, man. Like,
first off, the very first clip, Devonte Morgan. I told y'all I'm gonna be diving deeper down that little story. Thought it happened in Mount Shasta, but it happened in Lake Tahoe. Y'all know how California work. Lake Tahoe not too far away. Sac, Shasta more towards the Oregon border. The Bay Area about I say 2 hours, if that, away from Sac. Oakland literally across the bay from Frisco. Everything's super close. Not super close, but it's Northern California. Everything pretty much relatively close. I'm gonna give y'all my opinion. Man, his girl did something. His girl, she did something, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. And I believe that the police department probably was behind it too, or something weird and creepy happening. Cause how they don't know nothing. As y'all look deeper, y'all will start to probably feel the same way. The girl did something to him. To me, it sounded like some Get Out type stuff. Only difference was they had a fight or an argument, and she probably did something to him. Mama, if I'm not mistaken, she's a drug user too. I'm not even going to use that against her, but it looked like she used to mock their religion too, if I'm not mistaken. That's some of the videos I came across. And his sister, by the way, I appreciate you sending me the information to dive deeper, to get your family story out, your brother's story out. Man, it's the least I could do. So yeah, but shout out to Devonte Morgan. We're gonna get to the bottom of that. I'll look deeper. This second clip, dude don't seem to be dumb at all, but he don't seem to be like super, like, that they say, woke. He's not like trying to unplug from the matrix all the way, but I do want to say, but you can tell he's not dumb. He knows a little bit of stuff. He know a little bit what's going on. May not everything. May not be hip to all the terms and things like that, but you could tell he's not a dummy. He understands a lot. Also, a lot of the people who saw those creatures, imagine how many of them who wasn't on the path of being enlightened or learning all the knowledge they could learn, or already know kind of what's going on around them and see what the world really is without seeing it. You could feel it. Let's say some of those people wasn't tapped in. Do y'all think they're gonna be tapped in now after seeing something like that? Do y'all think, and if them things was coming to hurt people, don't you think they'd hurt somebody? They probably would have attacked the police department, but who's to say they didn't send them things just to see how we gonna react if the police department, like he said, already seemed to have like some type of strategy and tactic beforehand? I'm just saying, man, either they here to send a message to us, they warning us about something, or they was sent here for something, whether that was good or bad, or they was created just to see if we was gonna react. What if it was a part of Project Bluebeam already? Who knows? I mean, let's be honest. We know it's coming, but we just don't know exactly how it's coming. Who's to say that possibility ain't out there, man? I'm just saying.
Birisi yok olmuş. Evet, Maraş. Gördüğünüz gibi yıkımı görüyorsunuz. Komple yıkılmış. Ha, burayı görüyor musunuz? Evet. Şehrin sağ tarafı komple yıkılmış.
Yarısı yok şehrin ya, evet. Yarısı yok. Yarısı yok. Allah'ım sen sağ ol. İnanılmaz bir şey. Abi yarısı yok olmuş.
Evet, Maraş. Gördüğünüz gibi yıkımı görüyorsunuz.
orayı görüyor musun? Evet.
Şehrin sağ tarafı komple yıkılmış.
Yok, yarısı yok şehrin ya.
Evet.
Yarısı yok.
Şehrin yarısı yok.
Allah'ım sen
It's only 6-7 days inside 2024, and this is what's going on. Miami, Florida. Alien, zombie, whatever, Shadow Man coming through a portal, but no video footage in the day of the cell phone. Mississippi, prison. Hundreds and hundreds of missing bodies found buried behind the prison by prisoners from police officers or correctional officers, and are now being recently discovered. Florida. If you look in the skies of Florida right now, we don't know what's real. You're seeing fucking giant ass mermaids and all this type of shit, and again, another distraction. Cat Williams takes over the internet, and I don't care what your algorithm is, no matter how much you try to change your algorithm, all you see is fucking Cat Williams. Cat Williams. Cat Williams. Cat Williams. Cat Williams. What's going on here? The Epstein list. Again, no matter what you do on your algorithm, you could be on makeup TikTok, children TikTok, you're seeing Epstein Island list material over and over and over. You guys wonder why? Indiana, people are boarded in with plywood, elderly, children, into their apartment or hotel rooms, and no one is talking about it. Why are people being boarded in to their apartments? And people, it's only the 7th day of the year. Are you fucking kidding me? United States gives final warning to Iran that if they do not stand down, they will kick off World War III. Yeah, this is what 2024 has been so far. And there's more. But I'm here to tell you guys it's a distraction. It's a distraction. I also want to tell you that I am the only person on here publicly saying that XRP will not make you rich. No, it's not. The whole lawsuit and all these people. My boy Echo and all them on a fucking Netflix with Coach JV, which is the ex-banker. Which is when has banking made you rich? Why can't they see it? You know, I'm gonna do an interview with my guy, Venture Capitalist, and I'm gonna let you guys hear it through your own lips. I'm gonna contact him and we're gonna talk, and I'm gonna get him on my live, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why, and he's gonna tell you exactly why. The XRP coin will not make you rich. And that was the whole point of the lawsuit. So while you guys are sitting here pushing distributed ledger technology, you're pushing your own enslavement. You're providing liquidity for your own beast system enslavement. And I put a timeline out that got heavily suppressed. And why you guys think that video got heavily suppressed with factual evidence of a timeline of us going towards the beast system that they propagated to us through the Bible. All this predictive programming. But hey, I'm the conspiracy theorist. XRP influencers are right. Peace to the gods.
In the second book of Enoch.
You know what's crazy? It is 2024. It's been jumping. It's been jumping. It's January 9th as I'm shooting this right now. It's been jumping, and y'all know it's been jumping. 2024 been going crazy. The last time I can remember, like I said, a time frame like this, where it was back to back to back to back. Just weird stuff happening. Was like 2020. Y'all know what happened in 2020. But besides that, I feel like it's a distraction too. But my biggest thing, I'm thinking it's a distraction because what they say is on the way. A shift is happening, right? They gotta distract us. They gotta throw something in the game, because if the shift is happening, I mean a lot of us is about to shift. A lot of us is about to shift. Yeah, they don't want that, bro. So they gotta distract us. They gotta pump fear. Because you know when you start to fear something, you vibrating too low. And fear ain't nothing but forgetting everything around reality. You allowing something that could happen to more than likely happen, because you starting to manifest it. You vibrating too low to manifest something positive that you want. I'm just saying, let's make it make sense here. Forget all the fear, bro. Everything gonna be alright, one day at a time. But don't be distracted. Don't be distracted. For me, when they start doing stuff like this, I start diving deeper down other things, trying to find out what they trying to distract me from. Just saying.
Enoch encounters some very weird beings. And what are these beings specifically? Are they extraterrestrial? Are they angelic? Are they interdimensional? Let's check this out. In chapter 21, Enoch says, "And I became terrified. I fell on my face and said to myself, woe to me. What has happened to me?" Then immediately the archangel Gabriel says, "Enoch, do not be afraid. Be brave and stand up and come and stand with me before the face of the Lord." Now, one of the best questions I personally have about this is, who is the Lord and why is there so much fear involved? Now, if you study the philosophy of Jesus like I do, by the way, this is a non-religious channel. However, I do talk a lot about the Bible and a lot about the message of Jesus. And if you study that, you understand there's really fearless doctrine is what Jesus teaches. Yet we have all of these terrifying encounters with otherworldly beings from antiquity all the way through the Bible and even still today. So who or what was contacting our ancient prophets and maybe even people today?
If I have questions, I'm going to ask the question. And it got intense. I love Dane.
Well, you brought up the whole Foxy Brown thing.
Did I? Yeah. I did. And the only reason why I brought that up, because again, we were talking about R. Kelly, and Dane was taking his stance like, I don't condone shit and staying solid, and then, you know, at the time people were talking about him being in the Fiesta video. I was like, yo, let's not sit around and not act like there wasn't young girls that, you know, were in the hip hop community and stuff like that. And I just from a fan, I was like, my understanding, Foxy got signed at like 15, 16 years old. And the first time I had heard of her was
for real. She ain't know no better. Jay-Z started when she was 14, 15 years old, made her feel like she was queen of the world, and then he got rid of her. That's when he couldn't control her. Real rap, Inga Marshon is a victim of Sean Carter as well. She is.
On the Ain't No Record, and you, this is all speculation and rumors. We don't know if it's true, but I'm talking about as a fan outside looking in, and that's why I had Dame in front of me. I was like, how old was she when y'all was in the studio? Like, was anything going on? And if he would have just said no, I think when he was like, oh, I see what you're doing. Oh, you funny. Like he was playing it up. But I'm just like, there's probably 5, 10 other artists and females that are around that were teenagers. That's why I said there's cats now that the reason why ain't nobody speaking up, because everybody been condoning this bullshit in hip hop and film and television and sports. There's young teenage girls around grown ass men all the time.
Yeah.
Quote me. Like I see, and it has to stop.
I agree.
Like I don't care if you're a billionaire now. I don't care if you married now. Like if we gonna call out everybody we calling out, then everybody got to come to the table. If you 15-year-old, I don't care who you are, you gotta.
Well, remember Tiger was.
Message. Who? Message.
Control your spirit. So are you saying religion is poison to the black mind?
Oh my God. When you have to be taught about Jesus and be taught about Allah and Muhammad and be taught about Judaism and the Torah, you have to question the intentions behind the teaching. Especially when there's this predeposition of a place that you will burn for eternity if you don't do what's in that book. Or a false promise of a heaven. The kingdom of heaven resides within. And they give you half-truths. They tell you the truth, but twist, and twist. And a lot of this parables, these words of wisdom, are universal law that is in us naturally. Which you put out, you bring in. Karma, fuck around and find out, etc., etc. I always say this, I live for the right reasons more today, not being religious, than I ever did religious. And why are you giving a power outside of yourself when you are all the power that has direct source connection to Creator? And why would you have to confess what you do to another man that they can later on use against you? I realize the more they say the truth shall set you free, it's some bullshit. Because in my life of experience, anytime I had to tell the truth, it never set me free, but it got me locked up or further into an ass whooping as a child to my parents. Let me tell you, the only person I need to be truthful to is me. And then me being truthful to myself will in return be truthful to the world. I have the power, not Jesus. Jesus ain't saved shit. Jesus ain't come save me. Jesus ain't putting food on my table. Jesus ain't doing a motherfucking thing for my life. Wake up.
Yo, I got this point I want to point out though. So in the clip, he said his religion pretty much poison to the black mind. And I get a lot of comments of non-black people trying to tell me that I don't need to talk about race because it's dividing us, right? The crazy thing about it is, if you're uncomfortable about the race talk, ask yourself why. You shouldn't be uncomfortable if you have no ill feelings or anything in your body. And that's not being disrespectful. That's just how, behind closed doors, when we as a community talk, and we hear people say that, we automatically question y'all. Because in order to fix or heal something, you have to be able to figure out the solution. You got to be able to talk about it. You got to be able to find it and fix it. But you got to be able to talk about it. If you've been through something and you can't talk about it, it's because you haven't healed yet. But if you've been through something and you can actually have those conversations with somebody on how not to do something again or go through what you went through, that means you healed from it. You can confront it, face it, look it head on, and handle it. Race is a serious situation. Like I said, there's things I still go through today. Literally, last year, in December, I went through certain things behind race. So people can't say we can't have these conversations when people like me still have to deal with it every day. Come on. If I'm still dealing with it, that means that it's still a problem. That means that I have to talk about it. Because there's still people who look like me who still go through this. What I look like having this platform, and I can't sit here and have a conversation like that and help somebody who looks like me. Remind you, I work in a school. I see black kids get mistreated all the time. I see them get suspended for things like stealing food, but I see kids who non-black smack kids in the face, threaten to do a lot of things to the school that we see on the news. And them kids don't never get suspended. Let that sink in. So this is why I have to have these conversations, because I'm around the youth already. So if I see there's a mistreatment going on to children that look like me, especially when I mean look like me, literally, I'm gonna speak up. So if it's uncomfortable for you, I apologize. But I have to do God's work, yo. I have to. It's only right. If I'm gonna talk about Donald Trump and Barack Obama and whoever else, I gotta talk about race. If I'm gonna talk about the most deepest secrets on this channel, I gotta talk about race. I can't pass it up. I can't. But if that's something you can't deal with, that's totally fine. But that's how this is going to go. Uncomfortable truth sometimes. That's the journey we on.
What the fuck is that? Look at this shit. What the fuck? Yo, Florida always got shit going on, boy. Florida always got something going on. Look at this shit. It's like moving backwards. What the fuck? Y'all see that?
I just picked up the vehicle with my father.
Why is it moving like that? Look at that, yo. That shit going fast. I can't even see it. Look at it. Look what it did. You see that? Look at that. That shit. Oh, wow, look at what it did in the sky.
Pay attention and listen, because Tucker Carlson just had an interview with Rosenbar, and there is a ton of hidden messages. Look.
The people who run our society consider themselves gods, and that's why they're not explaining.
They think they're more than human.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah, I go, they're not even human, because humans care about their environment and their neighbors, and humans care about, you know, other people's children. Of course. And humans care about living things.
Yes.
But they don't do any of that. And he goes, because they think they're more than human.
Oh, I noticed.
They
That's why
think
they
they're
want to live
royals.
forever.
They think they're like royals in a rarefied sphere of DNA or something above us. Like, did they come from another planet? You know, when you hear people talk, I can't either. But
this is the podcast to speculate on it, though.
Well, because some people say, you know, a lot of religious people, they're into some deep rabbit holes of things, and I don't know.
Well, you can see why they are, though. I mean, speaking for myself, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know if this is the Nephilim, right?
I was going to say.
I don't know.
I know.
Here we go.
That's what I said.
Let me just say. I said I don't know anything about that stuff, okay? I'm a very ordinary middle-aged man who spent his life following politics and theology. But I do know that whatever's going on is very deep.
Yeah.
I've spent my whole life around politicians and seen decisions get made, interviewed people who run things, and what's happening now is qualitatively different. So different that it's not in the same category at all.
No.
This is hurting people for the sake of hurting them. This is lying for the sake of lying. This is, as the devil hates holy water, they hate the truth. You tell the truth about anything. It almost doesn't matter what it's about. It doesn't have to be about the next election.
Right.
It can just be about history, for example. Right. Telling the truth about history. Why should that offend anybody?
That really pisses
periods where everyone's dead. And we can't, of course, change the past, so there's nothing really at stake for us now, right? You would think people would welcome open-minded historical inquiry to get closer to what actually happened in whatever period or in whatever event. They hate that.
Yes.
Well, what are you watching? You're watching someone who hates the truth because it's true. And there's no possible profit motive that is driving that. There's no political end that is driving that. They hate the truth because it's true. Now we're in the realm of theology.
After watching this video, Tucker Carlson absolutely knows something. This is the second person that came out in an interview letting us know that they absolutely hate the truth. Because that was the same thing Jeff Bezos said. They don't want the truth. And when he mentioned Nephilim, this is the face he made. That is a face of someone telling the truth. Like, they know something, they just don't want to tell you. All I want to say is start paying attention to what's happening around you. 2024 is going to be one of those years where everything changes.
Even if they lying, the reason why I don't be so stressed out and worried, and you know, I'm just here experiencing this plane. I'm just here, man. I'm experiencing it. I'm learning and I'm going as I go, pretty much, one day at a time type thing. I'm not about to freak out if whatever is coming, because I was always raised and taught. There's always a beginning and there's always an end. Nothing lasts forever. So whatever they got planned, whatever they've been lying about, whatever they've been playing about, they won't win forever. It's just how the cycle works. It's always a beginning, it's always an end. I don't care who you are. It's just how it goes down. Yeah, they might be winning in the karmic cycle, but who's to say they gonna win forever? Come on, y'all. Let's be real. We starting as a collective, as a mass. A lot of people have woke up together. It's not been a time like that. It's always been people individually. It's never been together. Everybody. Not at once, but it's all happening. Give it time. Give it time. Don't stress. Don't be scared. Balance. Relax. It will all work itself out. It will all work itself out. And yeah, Florida, I don't know what the hell y'all got going on, but it is going down. When I first started this channel, I said something about y'all. I said, man, what's up with Florida? Y'all always got the stories. Y'all always got the most popping something going on in Florida. It's always like that. It's always like that. What is up with y'all, man?
On the 29th of September this year, I posted a video which was something that I read on the dark web, and it was a prediction of an end of the world scenario which was to play out, and I gave the date eventually. I did give it in the first video, but I'm going to play that video again because I think it's quite relevant now with what's come out since. It was the 13th of December 2047. Now, with this disclosure that's been put in, they're going to disclose this UFO stuff over a 25-year period, which takes us more or less up to that date, to the exact month, to be precise. It's the 16th of December. It was wrote in the 13th of December, and the prediction was the 13th of December 2047. Now, I'm going to share the video. I think it's about 9 or so minutes long, so it's going to be in 2 parts. I'll share the first part in this bit, and I'll share the second part in another video a couple of minutes after it. Listen to it. It was a real document that I read. I know it was real. However, I need to stress this. This is for entertainment purposes only. Okay? People, this was shared when I had a couple of thousand followers. I've got 52,000 followers now. So more people can see this and see what I read. And you can believe me or you cannot believe me. I do not really care. And you control me on it. I do not care. I know what I read. I know what I've seen. And I know that it was real. I'm going to share it again. It got a lot of views. It got a lot of likes. And it got a lot of discussions going. And I think even more so now it needs to be shown again. So here is that video. Do not swipe up if you want to hear something about the UFO and alien topic that I do not think you have heard of before. I must stress that this is for entertainment purposes only and should not be taken serious. Okay? Right, okay, I'm going to start this make-believe story up. So I was on the dark web about a week ago. On that night, I stumbled across a file. I was doing some UFO research. On that file was a 15 to 16 page art document. I clicked on it and I read it. When I took them off it, I went to go back into it to take some screenshots to download it because it was mind-blowing. I couldn't do it, I couldn't go into it. It was a read-only once and it didn't say that at the top, it didn't say that anywhere. I did not know it was a read-only once. So I was really annoyed, so I'm going off my memory now in this make-believe story which should not be taken serious at all. So, in that document, it explained all the presidents who knew the truth, and that was Truman, Roosevelt, and Eisenhower. Those were the main presidents who knew everything. Every other president after that, I've known little bits on a need-to-know basis, but they do not know the severity of it, which was explained in this document. The last person who was pushing and really got close to getting that was the one after Eisenhower, which was JFK. And 10 days after writing this document, which isn't real, I just made this up, so this is a make-believe. So it's this document that you can see right there, which is dated in the 12th of November 1963, was exactly 10 days before he was assassinated. So yeah, I just made that up. He wanted to release it all to the public, however he didn't know the severity of it. Sorry, it stopped, I'll just have to do these videos in parts. The severity of it is very dark, very shocking, and I totally agree that it should not be released to the public. And that is again, it's just make-believe. So I'm putting this out there for entertainment purposes only, for my protection really on what I'm about to say. Basically, the world is going to end. They have been made aware of that by a species of alien. Since then, they have made contact with other alien species who have also got problems, and they have created treaties and deals in exchange for technology. Now, I'm going to give the government some credit here. Well, not the government you see, the government working in the background. They are well on way with this technology. So advanced, in fact, they are looking at other planets on how we can take the humans and live there to save the human race. It did not go into details about what was going to happen, whether it was going to be an invasion, whether it was going to be a meteor, anything like it. Didn't go in any details like that. And if it did, in this make-believe story that I'm telling you, I would tell you. It just said that there is a world-ending event, and that world-ending event, which it did state that date, and I'm not going to say that date. I'm not going to tell you that date. Not a chance. They're not having it. They think that they can save and stop that timeline of where we are made extinct. The alien race, which are helping us, they're actually doing a lot of experimenting with our species and trying to alter our DNA, and also to preserve the human race. And there's bases all throughout the world where the crafts are kept, or the aliens are kept, and there's humans down there. There's all sorts going on. There are people that have been moved off the planet, that have been taken to other places. It is one massive cover-up. One massive cover-up, and the cover-up is for a good reason, as they don't think that they can save everybody on this planet. They do not believe that they can save everyone on this planet. They're going to try and do that, but they do not think they can do that. But they are trying, from what I read in this make-believe story. All I can say to people is, I've been pushing for this topic since I was 15 years old. I'm 37 years old, and what I read the other week, it's taken me a week to just even think about even talking about it, because I will get mocked for this video, and I don't care. It is just me. This is for entertainment purposes, and that's how I want it to be looked at. But what I read was very shocking, very dark, and made a lot of sense as to why presidents aren't told, why the human population isn't being told, and why people are being killed to keep this a secret. And there is going to be an extinction of this planet. And I know that the religious people talk about the rapture and all these people go missing, and whether there's a connection with that, I don't know. There was nothing in this document that stated any of that. I do not know what it is. I wish I could find a bit more. It was just a website with one link on, and that was it. There was nothing else on that page. And how I came across it, I have no idea. I was on Reddit, and I was going through some links. I got one link, ended up finding another and stuff like that. And all I remember seeing was, this will blow your mind. And I clicked off it and clicked onto that. I just wish that I knew it was a read-only once, because I would have downloaded it, and I would have screen recorded it. I would have done something to get that document, because there's a lot of stuff that I can't remember. I'm just trying to give a brief thing, like the presidents that did know, the presidents that tried and may or may not have been assassinated for that reason. Like I said, there's a document what was sent 10 days before the president was assassinated, saying that this needs to be sorted about because it could cause problems with the Soviets. But again, that president didn't know the severity of it. Like, it's going to be a world-ending event, and they're trying their best. They've got all sorts on the moon. There was talk on the bases where they've got even one of the moons. I don't know if it was, I can't remember the name of the moon. They've got things on the moon. They've got probes. They're working with other alien species to do this. It was just mind-blowing to read. And again, it's just for entertainment purposes only. And if it is true what I'm saying, and that document might not have been, it might have just been someone making that up. They knew a hell of a lot, because in that week I have looked up a lot of the stuff, and I have come across the Roosevelt documents, the Eisenhower documents, the Truman documents. There were loads of documents. Every other president has put documents on UFOs, but they only know about the UFOs and their capabilities. They don't know anything about the sinister side of it, of what's really being hidden, and that's the stuff they don't. It's basically a race against time, from what I gathered from trying to summarise it. It's a race against time to find help, which they have found help. They've contacted other alien species. It didn't go into details about how they did that. Again, this is just going through. There's like bits of documents, bits you could tell they was put together, and it wasn't just one thing, and everything was just, every piece of paper had some shocking information on it, and some of it made sense. That makes total sense why you wouldn't tell every president. It makes total sense why you wouldn't tell the human population. It makes total sense that they go.
First off, man, first of all, the angle I'm getting at right now is not I'm trolling him, nor to be disrespectful to anything that he felt like he had to get off his chest or say. But bro, if you got the date and you're not gonna give it, you just go find something else to do, bro. Cause you're not here to help nothing. He's not here to help nothing. He ain't give us no game, no insight on what's coming, when it's coming. It could be tomorrow, bro. You gonna let us, man, we could be getting flooded tomorrow and he gonna let it happen. Come on, bro. He gonna hold the information. That's how I know. That's what made me feel like it's cap. Or he ain't really walking the lane we walking. You get knowledge, you pass it. You get, you receive, you give. You get, you give. It's simple, bro. Nothing is yours to keep forever. If you got money, help somebody. You get knowledge, give it. You got an opportunity to help, help. Bro, it's not gonna hurt you. Not saying that was his intentions. I'm just saying, when you walk in this line and you walk in this lane right here, you gotta help. You gotta give the knowledge, bro. You gotta get a game. You gotta be willing to get the information. There's some things I ain't have to tell y'all that I seen, or man, and I said it. It's times y'all tell me I say things on camera and y'all be like, man, you said what I was thinking. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't say what they think. And I feel like I gotta say what I feel, bro. That's how I was raised. So it's like, yeah, he gotta say something, bro. But he vibrating off that fear. He vibrating off that fear, bro. He talking about don't get scared easily. If he wasn't vibrating off fear, don't you think if they wanted to do something, they would have did it? They are far more intelligent than us. Why? That's like me getting smacked by a person and somebody smacked me over and over and over and over. And then I sit here and say, oh, there's some people that come from out the sky and they're gonna come here and end up harming me and getting me out of here. When this person right here is the one smacking me. They ain't even around to smack me. Like, what? Come on, bro. That's how it sounds when we say aliens is gonna come make us extinct. When we have them reptiles controlling everything. That's just keep taking it from us. Keep smacking us. Keep removing kids. Keep making us vibrate low as a community. Like, and then we turn around and we blame it on aliens. Oh, aliens is coming. If aliens are coming, they coming to try to save what we got right here because we allowing that 1% to mess with it. To mess with they stuff when they messing with stuff over here in Earth. Inside the ice walls. And he talking about they going to different planets and stuff. Trying to transfer humans. They trying to get them over there past the ice walls. Come on, bro. He vibrating so low, he not even making sense. That's why I keep saying, bro. Don't vibrate that low to the point where you ain't thinking. You just saying stuff and you scared, so you trying to come up. Bro, he letting them, he giving that 1% escape route right now. He letting them off the hook. Nah, bro, it's their fault.
NASA is planning on going to Mars. And we've got you here, our first Martian, when I count to 3. It's 1, 2, 3. Just sit up, open your eyes. Hey there, our first Martian. What's your first impression of the planet Earth here? What'd you have for breakfast this morning? It doesn't sound good.
We choose science over fiction. We choose truth.
At the end of this video, in the comments, I want y'all to tell me what will happen when this happens. But first, let me lead you up to why I believe. The reason we don't have crypto regulations, the reason they keep promising us year after year and giving us dates to give us crypto regulations and never do, is because the crypto that we have now will not be here. Let me give you some evidence to support this claim. But first, with a question. Right now, you guys see crypto prices, right? Prices tied to what currency? What is the world's reserve currency at this point? It's the American dollar, right? National debt has reached 34 trillion. Wasn't it 4 or 5 months ago we reached 33 trillion? So we acquired another $1 trillion in debt in 4 to 5 months? What is happening? What are they doing? $1 trillion debt in under a year? In under a year. It is 2024. It is an 8-year. An 8-year is a symbolization of karma, money. And you're hearing things of Fed now, banks went digital November 18th, CBDCs, programmable money, DLT, distributed ledger technology, and we have no crypto regulations? Now, the question. And please, I would love to hear your answer in the comments. But before you answer so quickly, think critically. When, not if, when the dollar collapses from the overprinting of the money that our government is doing and sending across seas to Ukraine, which is basically illegal racketeering and extortion, treason. When they push us into hyperinflation and our dollar value, which has lost 96% of its value, is dead, that is the world reserve currency, what else is going to zero along with the dollar? Riddle me that, Batman. Why don't we have crypto regulations? And why do they never regulate it? Is it because the dollar, the government knows, is going to zero? And if that goes to zero, does that mean all these crypto coins go to zero? Something to think about. And then they give us the replacement that's not tied to this crypto or has no equivalent price to. What do you think's going to happen when the dollar crashes and we get the new CBDC? Can't wait to hear your comment. Peace to God.
There was some type of unknown aerial vehicle flying east of the Ronald Reagan International Airport in D.C., and apparently D.C. Air Defense was tracking this thing, and at the same time, we had over 16 emergency action messages being broadcasted over a 1 to 2 hour period. This was late last night, okay? And also at the same time, we had some breaking news come in from South Korea that North Korea fired 90 more artillery shells towards South Korea, okay? So a lot of stuff going on, guys. And then Friday, we had half a dozen nuclear war command and control planes in the air. Okay, Thursday night, North Korea fired 200 artillery shells at South Korea. The details of that situation are still very sketchy. Okay, South Korea is not giving any clear information about what exactly happened. Did the shells splash inside of South Korean territory? Did they splash into the maritime buffer zone? Did they land in the water? Did they hit one of the islands? We don't know. Okay, all we know is that the South evacuated 3 islands along the North Korean border, and again, late last night, 90 more artillery shells fired by the North towards the south. And again, the details are very sketchy. South Korea is not really putting out a whole lot of details about this whole situation. And again, 16 EAMs last night. Those are emergency action messages. An emergency action message is a nuclear attack option that's broadcasted by the National Military Command Center, aka the Pentagon. And during a nuclear war, these emergency action messages would be giving our nuclear forces or strategic forces directions on which targets to hit. Okay, so there were over 16 of them in a 2-hour period, okay, late last night. And by the way, if you haven't heard of Duramax News, I had a weird situation in Lebanon, in the main airport in Lebanon, the ReThink, like the monitors that show you where the flights are, all the screens were hacked, and they showed a message warning that Hezbollah is plunging Lebanon into a war. And the messages also condemned Iran and the leader of Hezbollah for transferring weapons through the airport and dragging Lebanon into war. Okay, and I have some footage of that. So that was definitely an Israeli operation. So that's just another sign that we are on the verge of a massive war between Hezbollah and Israel. And also I have some footage to share with you of Israeli fighter jets flying low over Beirut today. Okay, so get prepared, guys. Things are escalating on all fronts around the world. The Korean Peninsula, Ukraine, the Middle East, and then here at home we have the possibility of terrorism and a wide open border. So, guys, things are really getting crazy around the world. I'm very concerned about something happening in Korea. Kim Jong-un has already told his military to accelerate preparations for an all-out war with the U.S. and to increase the production of their missile trucks. Okay, those are the giant trucks that carry the ICBMs. Okay, those are used for nuclear war. And he's telling his military to speed up the production of those trucks. So he's preparing for a nuclear war with the U.S., guys. And wouldn't it be something if Russia, China, and North Korea all attacked us at the same time with nuclear weapons, with EMPs and cyber attacks? I think that could happen in our lifetime, guys. So I want to just play this audio clip of the air traffic controllers tracking this unknown aerial vehicle over the D.C. airspace. Apparently, the air defense of Washington, D.C. was active during this situation. So let me play this for you.
And United 1791, just use caution. I'm hearing on guard. There might be somebody south of DCA. They're saying that the altitude maybe be around 3,000 something feet. I'm not even showing a primary where they're supposedly saying he might be. So use caution. I don't see anything out there though.
So you heard that, 3,000 feet southeast of DCA. Okay, 3,000 feet in altitude, the unknown object. So it could have been a drone, could have been a Chinese balloon. We'll never know. Here's the headline from the South Korean Yonhap news agency. Okay, North Korea fires artillery shots off western coast for third day in a row. And here we have some pictures provided by Yonhap News showing these artillery bunkers that are in one of the islands in North Korea, and the bunker doors were open during these last few days when North Korea launched these artillery strikes. Okay, here's another picture. You can see these bunker doors open. And if you remember, over a week or 2 weeks ago, I did an emergency update, I think it was, and I showed you guys these images that North Korea opened their bunker doors for their artillery bunkers. And now we know why, okay? So when I put out these alerts, guys, you have to take them seriously, okay? I'm always sharing solid info with you guys. I would never share bad information to try to scare you for some reason or to get views by scaring people. Everything I share is solid info, and I'm trying to warn you. And I warned you guys 2 weeks ago that North Korea opened their artillery bunker doors, and now we know why. And here's just a picture showing the islands that were evacuated by South Korea. Okay, these were the islands that North Korea fired the artillery towards in the last 3 days. And the blue line here is the actual border between North and South Korea. And the red line is what North Korea considers to be the border. So you could see a huge difference between the international agreement, the blue line, and then the North Koreans, what they think is the border, which is the red line here, okay? And there is a maritime buffer zone around the blue line that's supposed to be neutral. So here we have footage of that Israeli fighter jet flying over Beirut. Okay, you can clearly see some type of F-16 or F-15. And we do know that multiple countries have issued evacuation orders for their citizens.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. For as long as I can remember, North Korea be going. Like, they like to throw their weight around. That's what it seemed like. It seemed like they like to throw their weight around. Because I always can remember that the dude, I don't like even pronouncing his name, it's too much. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Man, little short, I think he's short, little short dude. He always wanna like talk about letting off nuclear weapons. Like, almost like a Napoleon complex. Man, he got that small man's complex. Like, bro, not everybody tall, but come on, you ain't gotta always talk about reverting to the weapon first. Like, come on, bro, like, what? He did that how many times now where he threatens to use the nuclear weapon? Bro, shit. Why you so quick to press the button? Like, you know he was getting punked growing up. We know that. We know what type of dude he was. That's why he is how he is as a man. Simple. He like to throw his weight around because he ain't never had weight nor power. He abusing it. He abusing it. Like, I don't know. Because if I was South Korea, that's what would make me press the button back. Where I'm already... I already see your doors, your bunker doors open, and I know you about to start firing. I know you about to start letting off. What I don't need at that point is, we already got an agreement, and we already got our line. Now you got your line, what you consider is your border. Now they just doing too much. And I feel like when people or crews, organizations, whatever, start doing stuff like that, like what North Korea doing, I don't even know the whole story. Just from what it looked like, from the outside looking in, from just these little tidbits of information I'm getting. If I was South Korea, I would have pressed the button. We would have had to rush them, cause I feel like y'all trying to like abuse power or something. Like they trying to see, they testing their G right now. They testing to see what South Korea made of. If South Korea don't look like they got no backbone, North Korea look like they just been running the issue up. That's what it look like to me. I could be wrong. Apologize, don't mean no disrespect.
There we go.
Absolutely hate when them videos is about to give us something and then they switch it. Bro, give me the game. He was about to... I want to see him step through it. step through it, come back, and then tell me how you got it to pop up, and tell me how to get it to go away. And when I need it again, teach it to me. I want somebody to teach me how to do stuff like that. And I will use it for the greater good. I wouldn't even use it for no harm. And just to go travel to see new places. But I would really use it for the greater good. I swear I would. And how I would exactly do that, I don't really know yet. I haven't got the chance to think about it. I just seen the clip less than 5 minutes ago. So if we could have this conversation over live, I probably would be able to give you a better answer. But right now, I don't know what I would use it for as far as the greater good, but I know it'd be used for some good. But we made it to the end of this. And I appreciate you. You stuck all the way through. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop that upload. Y'all know we coming with them 4 videos a week, man. But, again, this was for entertainment and educational purposes. I've been up since 5 a.m., bro. It's 6:49 right now. We got one more video to get done for the collective so the whole week can be done. But I'm going to let y'all get up on out of here, man. Until I see y'all in the next one, we gone.
I just check my count.